Who is someone in the Bible you want to know more about? In one of my favorite books about women in the Bible, there's a section that speaks about the nameless ones. These women are unnamed in our scripture, but like many well known female figures of the Bible, they play significant roles in the narrative and make very memorable appearances. Rereading this recently has caused me to reflect on the many people in the Bible that I don't know enough about and want to know more deeply. One could argue that we could all stand to learn a bit more about every person in the Bible. But perhaps in your own study, there has been a person or people who you have always had questions about. What did this person feel like during a particular moment? What was their life like before they were mentioned in the scriptures? What happened to the person after they were mentioned in the scriptures? Although our scriptures can inspire many things in our hearts and minds, it can no doubt leave us with a lot of questions too. These questions may be frustrating at times, but they can also inspire us to learn about the people who have come before us, people who lived in faith and are great examples, but also people who struggled deeply, were not perfect, and like us, were on a journey in life and in faith. This week at our Bible study, we're learning about Ruth and exploring different parts of the book of Ruth, one of my favorite books of the Bible. While there is much to learn and say about Ruth and Naomi, I've always wondered about Orpah. Orpah was Naomi's other daughter in law. When Orpah's husband died alongside Ruth's husband, she set out with Ruth and Naomi towards the land of Judah. However, soon Naomi spoke to the two young women and tried to convince them to return to where they were from before marriage. Naomi gave a heartfelt speech about how she hoped the Lord would be kind to the both of them. Both Ruth and Orpah wanted to stay with Naomi, but Naomi insists that she no longer has anything to offer them, no more sons for them to marry. All three women wept together. And I've always found it to be an incredibly heartfelt scene in our scriptures. Eventually, Orpah kisses her mother in law and returns back to her home, her people, and her gods. The rest of the book of Ruth describes Ruth and Naomi's journey together. But I've always wondered what happened to Orpah. Was her journey home dangerous? Did she travel alone? What became of her life? Did she remarry? Did she ever think about Naomi and Ruth? Did she ever regret her decision to leave them? The questions have been in my mind since I first read the book of Ruth. Now I've done some research and there are some very interesting answers and theories to some of my questions. However, in asking these questions, I don't think I'm looking for definitive answers, nor do I think I could find them. Rather, I believe the gift is wondering them in the first place. Recognizing Orpah as a person whose life and journey existed outside of what we hear in our scriptures is a gift and something that inspires me and leads me into prayer about her and for everyone who has been forced to change the direction of their lives. There are many people in our scriptures, those named and the nameless, who we may wonder about. Let us give thanks for these people who have come before us as we too continue on our journey in faith. Who is someone in the Bible you want to know more about? What questions do you have about them? How has your curiosity impacted your faith journey? It is an honor to grow together in faith, even while apart.